Hello guys, first vid. There's probably going to be a lot of mistakes here, but please note that I've never made content like this before, but I really thought I needed to talk about my experiences with looping and why I think it's unhealthy for the game. Sorry about the AI voice, I'm insecure. For those who don't know, looping is a game strategy designed for asymmetrical games with a stamina bar like Forsaken, combining stamina management and pathing to loop around an object to stall for very long amounts of time, or to cheese out a win against vulnerable power rolls who can't counter it. On paper, it doesn't sound too bad. It's just a method for stalling and a way to win, right? Well, while you're right, I believe it is a very unhealthy and unfair way to do so. Why? Well, here's my thoughts about looping. Remember that this is just my opinion, and I'm definitely no ultra pro. 1. It invalidates killers. There are currently 7 killers in the game. Slasher, CEO0L Kid, John Doe, Noli, 1X, Nosferatu, and Guest 666. The way these characters deal with the looping varies, with the easiest being Guest 666 and Slasher, and the hardest being 1X and Nosferatu. Why is this such a big problem? Well, in experienced lobbies, looping is a very prominent gameplay mechanism. And if you're deciding to play a character that is worse against loops, you're going to struggle heavily. And specifically if you're playing Guest 666, you just outright cannot win. If you want to win, you basically have to play the meta specifically against the team comp, and generally looping depending on who you're up against. I love playing Slasher, but it is so hard to find any sort of peace in an experienced lobby that loops, and I genuinely find it insufferable to experience even after successfully getting over it, and I'm not alone in that statement, and speaking of insufferable, that's my next point. 2. Playing against it feels exhausting. This section is an irrational, hate-filled rant, so please know that. Imagine you go into a lobby and are excited to play Killer. It took you a while to get here. But when you enter the lobby, you see a milestone 4 noob peeking behind a corner. After killing a bunch of survivors, feeling good, you decide to go for the noob. Well, actually, the noob decided that day to make your experience miserable and loop you for 2.5 minutes. Anytime you got even somewhere close, they popped Slate Skin. Anytime you got a stamina lead, he popped Bloxy Cola. And after those 2.5 minutes, you lose, excluding LMS and killing other survivors. How do you think that would make an everyday killer feel? How do you think this is fair? Really? If you genuinely think doing this is fun, and how you should play the game, there's something wrong with it. You, who's probably a grown man, queues in with a bunch of children and just wraps around a rock all day and calls it skill. Now, as a stall, not for prolonged periods, I do think looping is somewhat okay, I guess, albeit annoying but still pretty counterable with abilities. But this, are you actually joking? If you sit down on your greasy gaming chair and do this all day, consider a job application. 3. Is it a valid strategy? Should it end? Unfortunately, yes. Yes, it is. You can't really blame someone for looping, and even though I literally just went on a rant about pro loopers, I don't actually hate them. I hate the way they decided to play the game. Looping being a strategy isn't quite the fault of the players, more so the developers. Game development is hard, so I really don't blame them. The game shouldn't be played like this, bottom line. Even though running to random or coordinated locations while running is harder to survive in, and isn't as surefire of a method as looping, it's a more honest way to play the game, and it is still absolutely winnable. If that doesn't seem right for you, maybe invent a new strategy or something? IDK man, just stop looping twins. 4. How can we fix looping? Looping is hard to fix, but I have a few ideas. They could add anti-loop that tracks. When you're wrapping around an object too often, although it takes a lot of it to actually work, it will provide a debuff that gives killers a fair chance at catching up, like weakness, stamina, obscurement, or slowness, with slowness probably being the most punishing. I would personally vouch for weakness or some other way. Another way is to make looping a rule. Although people may not listen, seeing it listed as something frowned upon may persuade people not to abuse loops as much. Yes, I said abuse these bums, gotta stop acting like they aren't abusing it. In conclusion, I think looping is a valid but unfun and boring strategy that is only used by sweatballs who don't have anything better to do, but you can't really blame them for it. Have a good day, and make sure to boost my channel with likes or subscriptions if you want to support my petty rants. Yeah, nukai ken and snow. Chad, nana dernan shan,